justice.
Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back. I'm Shane.
I'm Tom.
We're back with Harry Potter, the reaction for Tom.
Yes.
The Order of the Phoenix. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, I've seen the Harry Potter movies and I've read the books. And I did it as a bargain with Eric Whiteley. He said he'd play Mass Effect if I started reading them and we watched them together. Because I rejected them outright. I'm not going to watch some fucking kid with glasses fly around the broom.
Okay.
That was my attitude.
That's a good deal for both of you. You both.
Well, he didn't play it for 10 years. Obviously, he screwed me there. But anyways, but no, it was one of the greatest things he got me into. I don't regret it at all. I mean, I love Star Wars. That's like my thing. Ninja Turtles is my first love, and it still has it's kind of got that place in my heart. But Star Wars is like my jam. But Harry Potter's right there. Harry Potter's that good. What's funny is my kids, they've rewatched this multiple times over the years. And every time we do, I miss this one. I could barely remember it. And I've only read this book once. I think it's like the biggest book.
So this will be a good reaction for both of us then.
Yeah, I mean, and to be clear, he hasn't seen it, I have, so it won't be any surprise for me. I know the broad strokes. But Tom, last movie, the Goblet of Fire, we had the Tri-Wizard Tournament. We had Harry being the fourth candidate after the Goblet of Fire spit his name out.
He wasn't even eligible.
You remember who put it there?
Mad-Eye Moody.
You almost took the shit back.
Yeah, I did.
So Mad-Eye Moody, played by Brendan Gleeson. Dominic is his son, who played in General Hux in Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9.
He's the new, the replacement professor for Dark Arts.
The Dark Arts. So as you see that, there's always a rotating cast of Dark Arts professors.
Right.
I think it makes it pretty clear in the book, but Snape wants to be the Dark Arts professor. But,
love Snape. But
that wasn't Mad-Eye Moody. Do you remember who he was?
Correct. Crouch. So he was using some form of manipulative magic.
Okay, it's
one of the three no-nos.
No, no. He wasn't using that to masquerade as Mad-Eye Moody. He was using something else that Hermione Granger used in the previous one. Polyjuice potion.
Polyjuice.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Polyjuice potion. Yeah, Polyjuice potion. I think maybe it's this one. It'll elaborate on it more. But yeah, it's something that's used.
You can take the form of
I think of pretty much anything.
But
there are rules around it though. But anyways, the big reveal was Voldemort came back. It was like an old-fashioned witch spell to bring him back. And J.K. Rowling actually went into other things that weren't really in the book. They're very dark things. Do you remember the form he had in the very, very beginning of the movie when that Muggle, the caretaker of that property, he goes up those stairs and they fucking Avada Kedavra him? He was basically a little baby. So the idea is like they have to kill a baby and he takes that form or something like that. But to bring him back into like his real form, they need like I can't remember what it is. They need like the blood of a follower. They need the bones of the father. They need something else, and then they need Harry's blood or something like that. They need something from Harry, like a hair or something.
Voldemort's forms always seem kind of strange to me. Being on the back of the guy's head.
Yeah, he was like a parasite back there.
Yeah, and it's always some strange. But this was the first one that we get to see.
Yeah. So what'd you think? He's played by Ralph Fiennes. He played M in the James Bond movies.
Okay.
He replaced Judith Grin, whatever her name is. She passed away. Not the actress, but she was killed in the movie in Skyfall.
He's a good actor. He does a good job in this. Voldemort himself just looks pasty and slimy and kind of repulses me a little bit. But I guess
there's a reason for that.
Kind of the point.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. And he was a Slytherin. They brought him back to life. He is now in his corporeal form. But that is what he looks like. That's what he looked like before he died. And there's a reason for that.
If Slytherin continues to produce problems...
That's a good question. I know you're going to ask.
Why not just dismantle that?
Okay, because there's a great reason. There's a great answer to that, and I can't give it to you.
Okay.
But there were 3 wizards, I think, and 1 witch, Ravina Ravenclaw, I think that's her name. They started this school. It's like if the 4 main denominations in Christianity kind of got together and started a school because they all represented like a part of the whole. And they all knew that. So,
but don't you think...
Slytherin is important. And
but don't you think if one of the schools was consistently producing Judas Iscariots, that they would?
Well, I think we just got to ask ourselves why. But I think the movies and the books, they examine that question very well and they answer it.
So that's, for those of you who don't know, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually kind of.
But you didn't read the 4th book yet, did you, Tom?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So we watch a movie. as a reaction, and then I read the book immediately after, and I have not read the fourth book
The fourth is incredible. The fifth, I mean, to me, for the exception of one movie, these get better and better as they go on. I love them. They're magical. The books, to me, are some of my favorite books ever. And I know, like, oh, you're 36-year-old, go read the classics. Alexander Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo is my favorite book of all time, next to Revenge of the Sith by Matt Stover. But some of these classics bore me. This is one of the greatest modern mythologies, and they are incredible. And they're superior to the movies in a lot of ways. And I love the movies. That's how good I think the books are. So anyways, guys, before we jump into the reaction, if you want to support us, you can watch the full-length uncut reaction on our Patreon. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Let's jump in.
Hey, Big D.
Yeah.
Beat up another 10-year-old.
This one deserved it. At least I'm not afraid of my pillow.
Yeah, real good joke.
Who said you're your boyfriend? Where is your mum? Where is your mum, Potter?
Potter?
Is she dead?
I'd kill that kid.
But Dudley knows. Dudley knows.
Yeah. It's like a strange neighborhood. You should be able to run faster than him. Come on, Harry.
I mean, unless he's an athlete, it is still, he's so much heavier. He'd have to be in phenomenal shape. I mean, look at sumo wrestlers. The sumo wrestlers, man. Different feel so far, isn't it?
Yeah, this is... I like it. What are they doing back?
Yeah, horse shit.
So, Marietta Middle School.
Yeah, right?
Don't patrol them!
Nice.
Don't put away your wand, Harry. They might come back. Dumbledore asked me to keep an eye on you. Do you expect him to let you go wandering around on your own? Come on, boy.
I know.
Told me you were intelligent.
She was actually a witch, disguised as a muggle. She's a magic folk.
Brennan, come quick.
I love her so much.
I know.
You finally driven him loopy. This is the last I'm going to take of you and your nonsense.
6:23 this evening, you performed the Patronus charm in the presence of a muggle. You are hereby expelled from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Justice.
That's kind of bullcrap, though, dude.
Yeah,
like, I get it.
It's
but-
self-defense, right? See, at this point in his life, the school is his only really gateway to that world. Like,
What are you doing?
Rescuing you, of course.
Dumbledore has persuaded the minister to suspend your expulsion pending a formal hearing.
Good.
Don't call me Nymphadora.
Presentation of these movies just gets better and better.
oh
and
yeah, I
better.
mean, we're getting to the modern age now. Yes, I was in England. I was at the airport in London. It was like, I was just passing through, you know.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah. And it still manages to surprise you. Every movie. Or every book, too. Oh, shit.
Straight upstairs, first door on the left.
I love the Weasleys, man. Geriatric house elf.
Yeah. He's like the racist old house elf. Like, it's literally what he is.
Harry! We've heard them talking about the dementia attack. It's just outrageous. I've looked it up. They simply can't expel you.
I mean, he's the chosen one, man.
It's a secret society. Dumbledore formed it back when they first fought you-know-who.
You couldn't put any of this in a letter, I suppose.
Right.
Only what?
Only Dumbledore made us swear not to tell you anything.
Dumbledore said that. But why would he want to keep me in the dark? I mean, maybe I could help. Harry!
Thought we heard your dulcet tones.
Don't bottle it up, though, mate.
Oh.
Untouchingly paternal black. Perhaps Potter will grow up to be a fellow, just like his godfather.
Snape's part of the Order. Get it?
Stupid cat.
Yeah, not ridiculous.
We'll be eating down in the kitchen. Oh! Just because you're allowed to use magic now does not mean you have to whip your wands out for everything!
Yeah, so now they're above the age, right?
You hungry, Harry?
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's why he was expelled.
Yeah.
Sirius. What has the Ministry of Magic got against me?
Show him.
Even in a witching world, government sucks.
Yeah.
He's been attacking Dumbledore as well. Fudge is using all his power, including his influence at the Daily Prophet, to smear anyone who claims the Dark Lord has returned.
Why?
The minister thinks Dumbledore's after his job.
But that's insane.
We think Voldemort wants to build up his army again. Voldemort may be after something.
Sirius.
Something he didn't have last time.
Like a weapon.
No, that's enough.
If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
Sirius Black is awesome.
No, he's great. Yeah, he's a great character.
Genius, these muggles.
Muggles.
It's crazy that
How would they not know?
it's because they're literally in their own world. Like they avoid this world as much as they can, and that's the magic of it.
I've never used the visitor's entrance before.
Dude, that'd be so sweet to have something like that.
I know. So that is a telephone box, which is pretty big over there, and I don't know if it still is. In Doctor Who, the Time Lord Doctor travels around in one of those things. It flies around.
What's up with Harry's outfit? Dressed like an accountant.
He's an accountant, Peter Banning in Hook. That's why he missed the 60s. Never taking drugs. Look at this, man. It's gorgeous.
I like Harry.
See, like you see, like kind of there's no red in there, but it has like a communist type of look. You know what I mean? The commies had great art. I tell you what, their propaganda art was awesome.
As the muggles say, truth will out. Yes?
Truthful, set you free. Is that what you meant to say?
Disciplinary hearing of the 12th
Right.
of August into offences committed by Harry James Potter.
Albus Percival, Wulfric, Brand.
You got our message that the time and place of the hearing had been changed, did you?
I must have missed it. I arrived at the ministry 3 hours early.
Produce a Patronus charm in the presence of a muggle. Do you deny producing said Patronus
No.
while under the age of 17?
Yes, I was.
Witches and wizards.
I'm only doing it because of the Dementors.
But since you can produce no witnesses of the event,
Pardon me, Minister. We can.
I don't like him.
One of them was very large, and the other rather skinny.
not the boys, the Dementors.
All right. Everything went cold, as though all the happiness had gone from the world.
Now look here.
I don't think anyone would believe that the Dementors were there by coincidence, Minister.
I'm sure I must have misunderstood you, Professor. You were suggesting that the Ministry had ordered the attack on this boy.
That would be disturbing indeed, Madam Under Secretary, which is why I'm sure the Ministry will be mounting a full-scale inquiry. Of course, there is someone who might be behind the attack. Cornelius, I implore you to see reason. The evidence that the Dark Lord has returned. He's not back.
Those in favor of conviction.
Game over, baby.
Cleared of all charges?
Professor.
What's up with Dumbledore?
I'm glad to see that even in their world, their government sucks.
Sirius, what are you doing here?
I wanted you to have this. She was killed 2 weeks after this was taken.
Neville's parents.
They suffered a fate worse than death, you ask me.
Do you really think there's going to be a war, Sirius?
It feels like it did before.
You would think in the Wizarding world, pretty much everybody would know Harry Potter, like recognize him on sight. He'd be like the Tom Brady of the Wizarding world, right?
Yeah, he will be.
Still letting you walk around free, Potter. I expect there's a cell in Azkaban with your name on it. Complete nutter.
Just stay away from me!
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe didn't grow very much, did he?
No.
Thanks for pulling the carrot, Harry. It's pulling itself, like always.
I can see them too.
Everyone that says Luna Lovegood.
It's a charm, actually. Keeps away the nargles.
The Nargles.
Our caretaker, Mr. Filch, has asked me to remind you.
And how lovely to see all your bright, happy faces smiling up at me. I'm sure we're all going. Let us preserve what must be preserved.
Thank you for
It means the ministry is interfering at Hogwarts.
Your mum didn't want me to come back this year.
Why not?
Because of you. The Daily Prophet's been saying a lot of things about you, Harry. Well, nobody was there the night Cedric died.
Oh, well, I guess you should read the Prophet then, like your stupid mother. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Don't you dare talk about my mother like
I'll
that.
have a go at anyone that calls me a liar.
Has anyone else got a problem with Harry?
Good for you, Ron.
Oh yeah, Ron, he's grown to be a lot bigger too.
You are. Fine. But he'll come through.
I said I'm fine, Ron.
Come on, Harry. Of course, Seamus would be Irish. Yeah, he just stuck up for you, man. You don't yell at your boy when he does that.
Yeah, dude.
See, in this world, would that be something that would impress people?
I don't know.
Study hard, and you will be rewarded. Fail to do so, and the consequences may be severe. You will be following a carefully structured, ministry-approved course of defensive magic.
Of course, government approved.
Right.
There's nothing in here about using defensive spells.
Using spells? I can't imagine why you would need to use them.
What use is that? If we're going to be attacked, it won't be risk-free.
Students will raise their hands when they speak in my class.
It is the view of the ministry
That a theoretical knowledge will be sufficient to get you through your examinations, which, after all, is what school is all about.
And how's theory supposed to prepare us for what's out there?
Who do you imagine wants to attack children like yourself?
Lord Voldemort.
Let me make this quite plain. This is a lie.
It's not a lie. I saw him. I fought him.
Detention, Mr. Potter.
So according to you...
Enough! Enough. My office.
Something about her makes me uneasy.
Well, Tom, we'll talk after, but... Dude, look at all that sugar. Jesus.
Like,
Get some agave nectar, man. Organic.
No, not with your quill. I'm going to be using a rather special one of mine.
You haven't given me any ink.
Oh, you won't need any ink. Yes?
Nothing.
Oh.
That's right. Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished.
Screw her.
Can I throw another?
I'm not asking you to...
I'll do the introduction, that's all.
Like state testing, you know?
Yeah.
You've got to tell Dumbledore.
No. Dumbledore's got enough on his mind right now. Anyway, I don't want to give Umbridge the satisfaction.
Bloody hell, Harry. The woman's torturing you.
Hermione, whatever this is, it's not simple. You don't understand.
Harry's kind of being a jerk.
Yeah, he's being a little bit of a jerk. I mean, he's also being haunted by his nightmares, you know?
Winter is definitely on the way.
Winter was coming.
Unfortunately, all my shoes have mysteriously disappeared.
I love Luna. I understand, like, being the weird girl sucks.
Oh, kestrels. People avoid them because they're a bit
Different.
Yeah. And she's different, you know?
Yeah, she's cool though. I like her.
I like her too.
They can only be seen by people who've seen death.
Ooh. Ah. I
You've
forgot about
known
that.
someone who's died, then?
My mum.
I'm sorry.
Yes, it was rather horrible. We both believe you, by the way, that he who must not be named is back, and you fought him.
Thanks.
Thing of raw meat on you.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, man.
Salmonella?
Yeah. More chicken, but yeah. E. coli, maybe.
So silly of me, but it sounds as if you're questioning my authority in my own classroom. Merely your medieval methods. But to question my practices is to question the ministry. Things at Hogwarts are far worse than I feared.
I didn't like McGonagall at first, but I do now. I can't stand that woman. Oof.
First, for the Defense Against the Dark Arts post, is that correct?
Yes,
But you were unsuccessful?
obviously.
Oh, don't you just hate her?
Yeah, I do.
All Weasley products.
Weasley products.
Pity.
Wait, no.
16 years I've lived and taught here. Hogwarts is my home.
I liked her too.
Something you'd like to say, dear?
Oh, there are several things I would like to say.
Jeez,
Professor McGonagall, might I ask you to escort Sybil back inside?
Dumbledore?
You have the right to dismiss my teachers. You do not, however, have the authority to banish them from the grounds. That power remains with the headmaster.
For now.
But you will have studying to do.
Professor!
What's going on with him, man?
No. Umbridge. Tom, I'm gonna that's the C word here in a second, I'm telling you.
She's taking over the entire school.
State-run programs. This happened during World War II. Quite a bit.
You said you were worried about Umbridge.
Dearie, she's not letting us use magic at all.
Well, I'm not surprised. The latest intelligence is that Fudge doesn't want you trained in combat. Combat? Fudge is blocking the truth at every turn, and these disappearances are just how it started before. It looks like you're on your own.
Okay, I get it.
So it's like the government is doing what the governments do, right?
We need a teacher. One who's had real experience defending themselves against the dark arts.
Why?
Why?
I'm not going to talk about Cedric, so if that's why you're here, you might as well clear out now. Come on, let's go.
Is it true you can produce a Patronus charm? I've seen it.
Blimey, Harry. I didn't know you could do that.
Third year, he fought with about 100 Dementors at once. The truth is, most of that was just luck. I didn't know what I was doing half the time. I nearly always had help.
He's just being modest.
No, Hermione, I'm not. Facing this stuff in real life is not like school.
Because if we're going to have any chance of beating Voldemort.
Thank you. Say his name.
Yep. I feel like this needs to be so hush-hush, like, you can't just sign people up, and what if someone doesn't sign up and they just start telling people?
It's sort of exciting, isn't it? Breaking the rules.
Who are you, and what have you done with Hermione Granger?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Anyway.
Hogwarts, man.
You found the Room of Requirement. The Room of Requirement only appears when a person has real need of it, and is always equipped for the Seeker's needs.
Isn't that cool?
That is, yeah.
It's like Hogwarts wants us to fight back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Expelliarmus!
Try it like this. Expelliarmus!
Yep.
To ensure maximum retention. There'll be no need to talk.
You need to think more like it.
Is it test or text?
Text.
Yep.
Filch.
Stunning is one of the most useful spells in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So the room requirement will assist the students in what they need and how they need it?
Oh, dude.
He's deputizing these fools.
Working hard is important.
Filch.
Expelliarmus! Well done. And well done, everyone. Great work.
This is so cool. Did you guys have the uniforms at St. Mary's?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Like that.
They didn't look that cool. They were just like polos and khakis. Make your move, Harry. Harold.
Don't screw it up like Aang did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she went with him to the dance.
Umbridge gave you a rough time the other day.
Yeah, you're a really good teacher, Harry. I've never been able to stun anything before.
You're stunning me now. Sure.
Oh. Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Good man.
See, growing up being Asian myself, I think I always went for like white girls. And I expanded my tastes a little bit as I got older.
Good for you, man. That makes me happy.
Well, and they're both fighting kind of for his death, you know, to avenge him.
Wet. I mean, she was sort of crying. About it, are we?
I'm sure Harry's kissing was more than satisfactory. Cho spends half her time crying these days.
I think a bit of snogging would cheer her up.
Obviously, she's feeling sad about Cedric and therefore confused about liking Harry.
If one person couldn't feel all that, it'd explode.
Just because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
Here's another thing. Maybe Cho wants to forget about that stuff and just kiss Harry because she felt like it. And if you try to talk about all that crap and you just become her best friend,
yep,
instead of helping her escape.
In the dream, were you standing next to the victim? Or looking down at the scene?
Neither. It was like, Professor, would you please just tell me what's happening?
Everard, Arthur's on guard duty tonight. Make sure he's found by the right people.
Look at me! What's happening to me?
You wished to see me, Headmaster?
Severus.
It appears that there is a connection between the Dark Lord's mind and your own. Pray he remains ignorant.
He'll be able to read my mind.
Read it, control it, unhinge it. You will attempt to resist. Then, Chilliman! Concentrate, Potter.
Here we go. Daddy's back.
I love the holidays in these movies.
To Mr. Harry Potter, without whom I would not be here.
What was it that attacked Mr. Weasley?
It looked like it was the snake of Voldemort. The basilisk. Or it's not a basilisk, it's just his snake.
Friend of mudbloods and blood traitors alike. Poor miserable.
Frasier! It's enough of your bile. Away with you!
He never was very pleasant, even when I was a boy. This is the Black Family Tree. I hated the lot of them. My parents with their pure blood mania.
Yep.
My mother did that after I ran away. Charming woman.
Where did you go?
Your dad's.
Yeah.
I was always welcome at the Potters.
When I saw Mr. Weasley attacked, I was the snake. And what if the reason for it is that I am becoming more like him? And what if I'm becoming bad?
I want you to listen to me very carefully, Harry. You're not a bad person. We've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on.
Yep.
Deep.
Well, it's what Luke was telling Sam and
Harry,
Gen V. You're not your thoughts. You're not
When all this is
what
over,
happened to you. You're what your actions. You're what you do. You know.
Right.
Like there were Nazis who felt bad and helped the Jews. You know. Like.
Right.
Hagrid's back.
I'm sorry.
Give her a little peck on the cheek before you go.
That's all I'm saying. You just do it real quick.
And get out of there.
Yeah, you get the
Don't-
shit.
don't
You
stick
got like
around.
you robbed the bank. You know what I'm saying?
I'm ordering you to tell me where you've been.
Bit of fresh air, you know.
Oh, yes. As gamekeeper, fresh air must be difficult to come by.
Dumbledore sent me to parley with the giants.
Giants.
wasn't the only one that was trying to win them over.
Death Eaters.
Trying to persuade them to join you-know-who. Go on, you have it then, you dogsy dog.
Yeah, it's,
Is that...
Although the breakout was engineered by a notorious Sirius Black.
So they're attributing that to his ass now.
Right.
She's like perfect at this role. And she's, you know, I think these insanely beautiful, crazy women have always just loved them hard and they've ruined me, you know?
What I'm really trying to say is that I believe you.
I believe you.
14 years ago, Bellatrix Lestrange used the Cruciatus curse on my parents. They never gave in. I'm quite proud to be their son.
Do you remember when Mad-Eye Moody was using the Cruciatus curse on that bug?
That bug, yeah.
And Hermione was like, "Stop it! He doesn't like it!" That's why.
A powerful memory. The happiest you can remember.
What's great is these are the orphans of the veterans that fought Dumbledore last time.
Oh, dude. I knew it!
Just say you're having an orgy. Like, just say anything so you don't get expelled, you know? Let's just manhandle this girl. You fuck.
He had nothing to do with it. It was me.
Most noble of you, Harry, to shield me. I instructed Harry to form this organization, and I alone.
You will escort Dumbledore to Azkaban.
You seem to be laboring under the delusion that I'm going to, what was the phrase? Come quietly. Well, I can tell you this. I have no intention of going to Azkaban.
Enough of this.
Dude.
You may not like him, Minister. Dumbledore's got style.
Him from somewhere, too.
Him?
Yeah.
I love how, like, you know, the black dude is like, he's got style, baby. Look at the actor. He's perfect, isn't he?
I love Filch.
I know.
Just the look on his face.
Look at her high
She's
horse.
Like maniacal.
She is.
Harry.
So did she just like sell him out, or?
That's. I really can't remember, but that's what. Yes. Oh, wait, you're gonna sneak around. Chickle, chickle. Every time he takes a walk.
I've never seen a centaur so wild. And they're dangerous at the best of times. The Ministry restricts their territory much more. They're going to have a full uprising on their hands.
Like Native Americans.
Sorry. I just couldn't leave without telling someone about him.
Giant?
Robbie! I couldn't just leave him because he's my brother.
Put me down.
It's gotta be stern with him, right?
That's right.
Hermione's so, the actress, Emma Watts, she's so great at being like this intelligent, stern, virtuous woman. It's great. She's a girl here, but, well, she's probably a woman of her life by this point, but. In American culture, British women are like represented as like apex maturity.
Can he talk?
I'm the only family he's got.
This is sad, man.
The question is, he looks younger.
Feeling sentimental?
Private.
Not to me. And not to the Dark Lord if you don't improve. You're just like your father. Lazy, arrogant.
Don't say a word against my father.
Control your emotions.
We've been at it for hours. If I could just rest.
The Dark Lord isn't resting. Your father was a swine.
Ooh.
Expelliarmus! Nice one, James.
James, finish him off.
No. Your lessons are at an end.
I did.
Get
That answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, well. Is what you saw, is that what happened, or?
The pain stops after a while.
Naughty children deserve to be punished.
Fucking
You know,
bitch.
George.
She plays like the Queen of England, the late Queen of England.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, I guess she's amazing in it, and she's well celebrated. I just hate her in this movie, and I can't unsee her as this bitch of a woman.
I would have to say, oh, they're in so much trouble, dude. They're in so much trouble.
I love that the idea of magic fireworks, like it's got your will attached to it. You guys, oh, we haven't seen Willow, but.
I need that prophecy.
You'll have to kill me.
What if Voldemort meant for you to see this?
What if he is? I'm supposed to just let him die. Hermione, he's the only family I've got left.
Well, he's not really a blood relative.
Yeah.
He's family the way Ron's family.
That. What's up with the cat thing?
She's supposed to be this crazy cat lady.
We're in this together.
That you are.
Uh-oh.
Caught us by trying to help the Weasley girl.
Snape, yes. The time has come for answers, whether he wants to give them to me or not. Have you brought the Veritaserum?
I'm afraid you used up all my stores interrogating students, the last of it on Miss Chen.
Oh.
Yep.
Unless you wish to poison him, and I assure you I would have the greatest sympathy if you did.
He's got Padfoot at the place where it's hidden.
What is he talking about, Snape?
No idea.
The Cruciatus curse ought to loosen your tongue.
That's illegal.
What?
Yes. Doesn't know, won't hurt him.
Tell her, Harry!
Tell me what?
Well, if you won't tell her where it is, Dumbledore's secret weapon. It had to be somewhere students wouldn't find it accidentally.
Uh-oh.
You were trying to trick me. You have no business here, Centaur. As creatures of near human intelligence. How dare you, filthy half-breed! Injustice!
Please stop it! Please!
No, enough! I will have order! Filthy animal! Tell them I mean no harm!
I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
What are you doing? I am Senior Undersecretary to Law.
You know, this is a kids movie, but this would be really bad for them.
I love that she's
Yeah,
sent off to some horrible fate.
Yeah, I kind of love it, honestly.
Hermione, I've got you into enough trouble as it is.
Dumbledore's arm is supposed to be about doing something real. Or was that all just words to you?
Maybe you don't have to do this all by yourself, mate.
So how are we going to get to London?
We fly, of course.
Harry, enough of this Lone Ranger crap. We're over it.
But think about, for a lot of them haven't seen death. They can't see him. They're just riding some invisible shit.
Forget that.
Weakness of the wand luminous spell is like shines in your face too.
Right. This scar is very pronounced.
Yeah. Well, it's usually his hair's in the way.
Harry!
Is this?
You know, you really should learn to tell the difference. And reality.
He knows how to play.
Level on bottom, is it? How's Mum and Dad?
Better now they're about to be avenged.
Everybody
Just calm down.
I love Lucius, dude.
Why did Voldemort need me to come and get this?
You dare speak his name.
You filthy half-blood!
It's all right. It's just a curious land, aren't you? Don't you want to know the secret? All you have to do is give to me.
Now, stupefy!
There's a corpus!
Nice.
Well done, Neville.
I feel like there's a lot of vulnerability like when they're coming down, you know? Breaking all these prophecies. Oh.
Alright. What a cool visual.
I know, it's great. This is awful. These fucking kids. Death-eating bastards. Commies, they are. Yeah, it's a good thing you didn't break that.
Yeah, dude.
Get behind me!
Oh, man.
Look at that asshole.
Give me the prophecy now.
Jafar.
Get away from my godson.
What's happening?
Isn't that awesome? This is fantastic. Wand is like his...
Nice one, James!
Nice one, James. Can you believe that?
Where'd he go?
She used Avada Kedavra on him, and that door is like a... Just lets him go. Ah, fuck. Can't catch him. You know?
Oh, nice.
Can you believe that, though? He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
To mean it, Harry. She killed him.
It was foolish of you to come here tonight, Tom. The orders are on their way.
Oh, man, dude.
Everyone fears Dumbledore. She got the hell out of there, see that?
Dude, this is crazy. Dude, Dumbledore's crazy.
One of the greatest ever. Push him back. He actually messed up Dumbledore there, if you could tell.
You've lost, old man.
Oh, man.
So weak. So vulnerable. Look at me. It isn't how you are like. It's how you are not.
So,
they have a connection. And...
so this is what Snape was trying to guard him against.
Yeah.
You're the weak one. And you'll never know love. And I feel sorry for you.
Well done, Harry.
You're a fool, Harry Potter.
Yeah, jackass. Sweet justice.
One of us is gonna have to kill the other. In the end. Why didn't you tell me?
For the same reason you tried to save Sirius. I didn't want to cause you any more pain. I cared too much about you.
That's decent.
That's decent, isn't it? Filch.
I'm sorry about your godfather, Harry. My mum always said the things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end. If not always in the way we expect. I think I'll just go have some pudding.
She's so strange.
She is, yeah, but that's kind
I
of...
like her, though.
What do you think?
Shane, of all the Harry Potters we've seen to this point,
yeah,
this one is my absolute favorite.
Before we have our talk, which will be extensive, I want us to... Man, that's slow. I get out and go...
Oh, you want to see the...
Yeah. This movie is literally almost the entire cast for Sweeney Todd. Oh my, he is so funny, dude. They struck gold with him to have such a small role, and in the hearts and minds of the fans who watch this, like, they remember him.
Rest in peace, eh?
Yeah. He just, yeah. So it deepens the mythology quite a bit. Now you've seen some real wizard on wizard action.
Yeah.
So I want to ask about that first. What do you think of the fight scenes?
Dude, the fighting is awesome. The visuals, the wands, everything is just... Kind of been wondering the last few movies of this, like, I'm ready to see some good, like, actual fighting, like legitimate.
No, I agree. So what do you think of Umbridge?
I can't stand that woman.
She's my... Besides Joffrey, there might be a couple. I know you don't know who that is, but Umbridge is one of my least favorite characters in fiction. And she's worse in the books.
Well, so you have antagonists. There are a lot of antagonists that I like, because either I like the actors, I like the character.
They draw funny. You in. They're like, yeah.
They're funny. Like, I think Jafar is hilarious.
He is hilarious.
But there is nothing, like, she's literally, like, torturing the students.
Torturing children. And she's got that, it's like she's got that old school, prim and proper English woman, you know, maybe a little racist and a little, like, ruthless when it comes to discipline.
Yeah, it gives it almost like a sadistic feel.
Yeah, it's more sadistic because she's so, like, prim and proper and dresses in pink. So the centaurs, calling them of near human intelligence, and the idea that at this time the ministry, they are like taking land from them.
Like you said, Native Americans.
They're like Native Americans or just Native people.
Yeah.
That have been subject to, you know, like European expansion. So and don't get me wrong, like here in the I almost said the States, here in the Americas, they were all killing and conquering each other too.
Right.
That's one thing that the historians and all these people like to leave out. You know what I mean? The Aztecs and Mayans, they were conquering, expanding their empire, ripping hearts out. You know.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. But you know, still, anytime there's any kind of death and violence and people getting their homes taken away, you know, it's awful. You know what I mean? Like when we conquered the Americas, most people were dead from smallpox. But then you know, when American colonials, they weren't colonials, they weren't colonists at the time, but when we started expanding into like what, you know, the Native American territories, the little they had left, and we, you know, the Trail of Tears, we made them go out west. Yeah, it's awful. So I kind of see that here a little bit too, and I think it's really clever that J.K. Rowling kind of, she puts in little historically recent prejudices and things like that in there. It's weird how sometimes I feel like there's no way a teacher would get away with this, you know, but it's a different world, magical world, and she is under investigation, you know.
Yeah, and if she's there on behalf of the ministry, it's kind of like, and this leads into a theme that, you know, one of the first notes that I took was regarding when you have a corrupt, we'll call it government, but the ministry, you know,
so it's corrupt and incompetent.
Yeah, and then it filters through into the corrupt media.
Well, it goes in the media, and then it starts going into the schools, so they can push their agendas, kind of, you know?
Correct. And it was...
Dude, that's what...
it mirrored so much of what I'm seeing today, and I don't want to get into too much, like, political stuff, but, like, that is... Like, that's how it happens.
It's awful.
And they captured it in this movie so well.
It's awful. Like, when the Spanish came and they were taking natives off their land, and they were forcing them to go in these schools and, like, dress, you know, shirt and tie, and, like, they thought they were bringing them civilization, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, I'm a Christian, you are, but, like, you know, I don't think anyone should be pushed to believe anything they don't want to believe, you know what I mean? I know in the Old Testament, like, things were done that way, but there's a better way in the New Testament. There's a better way now. It's just, you know, humanitarian efforts, you know what I mean?
Right.
And here's the thing, like, so, honestly, I haven't seen this so long. I haven't read the books in years. But when Cornelius Fudge shows up, it's like, oh, he is back. You know, like, and it shows, like, the incompetency.
Yeah.
And the fear of losing their power.
So
like,
you had no other way of obtaining this knowledge.
What's I'm saying? Like,
you have
here's
to have this.
Like, the way our government especially, the way they completely irresponsibly created more and more debt for us and our children and grandchildren and just kicked it down the road to them. That's incompetency. But when it comes to certain other things, like, it's an agenda. Like, most of the time, if Voldemort was back, the fucking government would know. Right. And they might deny it because they don't want panic. And they might be thinking, okay, how can we do this? You know what I mean? And number one, keep our power. Number two, make sure we take down Voldemort. You know what I mean? But in this, it was legitimate incompetency.
Right. And
that's scary. And that's something that we experience in our government and the world governments. Like, dude, like, I fucking hate the government, man. Like, the older I get, the more I'm like becoming an anarchist.
So you're telling me that Sirius he's dead?
He's dead.
Like, I'm never gonna see him again. What is that he went into?
So by that door, there was basically the netherworld, and he happened to die in front of it. So when he fell backwards into it, his soul actually left his body, and it provided a visual cue for dramatic purposes. I don't know if that was in the book. I feel like it might have been. It just felt so familiar, but I haven't read the book since I was 26. I'm 36, so
he's dead.
Yeah. So Eric Whiteley, I think this is his favorite movie, and that's his favorite duel. Which is weird. There's some great stuff coming, but that particular duel was great. I really love Dumbledore, man.
Me too. I do too.
I love Dumbledore. I love everything about him. I saw you kind of not snicker, but did you have a problem with, like, why he distanced himself from Harry?
I didn't have a problem with why he did it.
Because you can't
I have a problem with the theory behind it. Like, I get it, but I don't agree with it.
You don't know if you buy the theory, but if the theory's right, you would have to accept it.
I believe it, but I'm not buying it. Like,
doesn't make any sense.
I can't get behind it. I can't.
Okay, so if he's right, then that would be the best thing to do. If he's wrong, then it was a...
Then you're blowing off Harry for...
It was an extreme precaution. With the only thing that really it did was make him feel a little isolated.
The kid who's already felt isolated the entire series.
But there's a lot of high stakes here. Like, Harry in this world, he's kind of like the chosen one. Somehow, Dumbledore was winning this war, was the most powerful wizard at the time. It was either him or Dumbledore. He tried to kill a baby. and then he ended up dying.
Yeah.
We don't know why. So there's a connection there, and we saw the obvious connection here. To me, the visual language, the poetic visual language, when we saw Voldemort try to enter Harry, or when he was entering Harry's mind and torturing him, and that was beautiful. I always get tears when I watch that.
Well, like we said, the visuals have gotten better and better, and I mean, of course, as it becomes more modernized, technology gets better, right? Movie making in general just gets better. I'm trying not to have recency bias.
Yeah, you think this is the best one, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Some people, this is their favorite. Some people...
But you know what? I still like the first one, truthfully.
No, I like the first one, too. It's my least favorite. But, I really like the second one. I like the second one. I love them all, but we're saying, like, we're trying to pick our favorite children here. It's hard to do. I mean, the second one is, for some reason, I really like it. I think I like Tom Riddle stuff. I like just seeing this tall, dark, and handsome psycho teenager. I don't know what it is. I think it's just my love for Anakin or something. My love for the dark side.
Right.
When you're like handsome and evil, there's something about it. To me, I just loved it when I saw it. And like the idea of using this book to try to, like the way the diary and Ginny, just like how insidious it was and how he's bringing himself back to life through that.
Right.
So he's been trying to come back to life, and he finally is here. Finally, Cornelius Fudge's dumbass saw him. Oh, he's back! And it's just ridiculous. Like the way the government is like doing everything it can to make sure from the top down its agenda gets reinforced. Or enforced, I should say.
Outside of the obvious, like Voldemort, of course. I'm trying to think. Lucius might be the only character that I've seen anyway. There's not been any punches held in terms of like, all right, is this guy good or bad? Is this what his intentions are? Like, he's been very, very... You never at any point was like, Lucius is all right. He's all right. He's just...
Well, I mean, I thought he was just a prick. But then, like, in the last movie, when it's revealed that he is a Death Eater...
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's been inactive because they thought the Dark was gone, and they're just like, fuck, we lost... We're the Nazis that lost the war, and, like, fuck you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He is, like, the right-hand man, seemingly, kind of, Voldemort, in the last movie, when he called them all to apparate in, he said, even you, Malfoy, or Lucius, right? It's, like, suggesting, and we'll see that going forward, that he is, like, the right-hand guy for Voldemort. What do you think of Bellatrix Lestrange?
Beautiful woman, of course, so we know that this is...
Well, the performance she brings to the character, like this insanely psychotic, like, when you love when someone else is in pain and suffering, what's that called again?
Yeah, she's like this sadistic, like...
Sadistic? Is that what
she always plays these roles so well of like this, like kind of deranged, demented, like...
You know what's weird is I haven't seen... Is she in Sweeney Todd?
She is in Sweeney Todd.
Because I haven't seen Sweeney Todd.
She is fantastic in Sweeney Todd. She's fantastic in so Tim Burton and Johnny Depp's version of Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. What's weird is I haven't seen that either. I know she's like some weird little big-headed person.
Red Queen.
The Red Queen, okay.
Yeah, and she is great. She's great in everything that I've seen her
She brings such a ferocity and like the performance is incredible. It's like this theater performance. In theater because like you have to project it and you have to be very grand. She brings that to the big screen. I love it.
And her roles normally fit very well with her husband's movies because his are normally like darker,
wonky
movies.
And goofy and twisted and yeah. What'd you think of the Order of the Phoenix, like Dumbledore's army?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is I actually kind of forgot about them there at the end until they came back in and the fight ensued.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know who I was kind of expecting to show up for some reason and help was Snape. And I don't know why I felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
When Harry gave that little hint to him when he was tied up in the chair in Umbridge's office, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, yeah, Snape gets it. And he's going to come help later.
Yeah, so I mean, who knows? I mean, he did give Snape information, and they did show up. Snape wasn't there, and we don't know if they just showed up or if Snape could have relayed that information.
True, I didn't think about that, but
but why? If he relayed it, why wouldn't he show up?
I keep wanting for Snape to like become obviously good.
Yeah,
because I like him so much.
What do you think he's a good guy? Because
I feel like, I mean,
he calls him the Dark Lord.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we talk about this slightly every post talk of every Harry Potter, but like I can't shake the fact that I think that he's gonna play a bigger role, and I always think it's gonna be the next movie, then the next one, and the next one, and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I think I just want him. Maybe my prejudices just want him to be good.
Yeah.
You know?
I hear you.
Well, like, because I get it, because now we get a little bit of a backstory into, what happened with him and Harry's dad when he was younger in school. Yeah, like,
what do you think about that?
I get it.
But
at the same time, would you take it out on his kid, who's one of your students, though?
No, I wouldn't. I'll tell you what, though. A certain coach that we had, you and I both had, I heard my brother picked on him.
Yeah.
And you know remember how he treated me?
Yeah,
and it
not
was
good.
It was a lot different. It was like, now that I'm older, I'm like, that motherfucker treated me like shit.
Yeah, he did.
And he like took away like chances for me to do things. He didn't coach me well. He kind of looked at me as his inconvenience. I mean, dude, when I was in 8th grade, like it was a lot harder for me to be good in track. When I was in 8th grade, like I was burning everyone around here, the 400 and everything like that.
Well,
and I was the number one shot put thrower between St. Mary's and the middle school. I was number one.
Well, I won't mention any names, but there was one specific race that I remember watching you in during a meet.
Yeah.
And it was, you were running 400.
Yeah.
First 300, you were smoking everybody. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself.
This was junior year.
And I'm thinking
and
to
it was
myself.
It was raining.
I'm like, dude,
yeah.
he is going to burn everybody.
And
I was hoping you were, because of this situation that was going on. And then you died out.
I died out, yeah.
You ended up getting like 4th, and I just remember him going, Farley. Just walking away.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. And then I had like Nate Keegan. I had people who really tried to support me. I'll never forget how just how great some of the old upperclassmen like treated me, like to try to make me better. And go, hey, he's a jerk. I'll never forget that. Anyways, what do you think of? I can't remember her first name. The good-looking chick she was in the Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
She's got a name. It hasn't mentioned it yet. It's not really a big deal. Like, her name's Tonks.
Yeah, she's something.
It's like Navera or something. Naverdi. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what it is. She's something. Yeah, she's a fan favorite for reasons. I don't know why.
Well,
but
like, I kind of wanted to see more of that, like the Order. Like, I wanted to see a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, there's a history there. And
I feel like you could almost make like a little like series on just like the Order, the backstory of it.
Well, I don't know if you know this. HBO, they're in a process of making a very high end, like big budget, like Game of Thrones, which I know you haven't seen, but it's huge. Reboot of this. Each season is going to be like a movie, and to me, it's so hard to think anything can outdo these movies. And I kind of don't want them to touch it, but you know what? Maybe I'm ready. Maybe I'm ready.
I like that our main protagonists are starting to get older too. Like,
yeah,
Hermione, is turning into a pretty girl, and you know Ron and Harry are looking a little older, and
Ron's becoming kind of a handsome dude. He's kind of jacked.
Yeah, like I don't know what year this movie came
So it's
out.
our 5th. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember.
But looking at Harry, it almost looks pretty close to when he did The Woman in Black.
I don't know what that is.
It's a horror movie. It's a great horror movie.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
That he started. It was weird seeing him.
Okay, so the last one came out like 10 years ago. They were like in their early 20s.
So maybe not. I'm thinking Woman in Black was probably like 2005 to 2007 ish.
I mean,
area.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like 2000 between that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was weird seeing him in a horror movie, but it's actually really good.
Yeah. And obviously you know why now they were trying to do this, because how they felt about Harry, but the bullshit about him getting expelled and I mean, like, why else would he use a Patronus?
I don't like that. It's a little too real to me that it's this big conspiracy and setups and corruption, because it hits a little bit too close to home for me with what we have going on now in our world. And it's like, but this stuff, minus the magic, but this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah. So, and I think that's why it's so great. I mean, I don't think kids think about that too much, but as I got older, I started thinking about, like, what was J.K. maybe trying to write about, just, obviously, fucking government, man.
I owe J.K. an apology, because, I mean, she'll probably never watch this. If she does, that'd be cool, but she probably never will. But, I didn't appreciate just how brilliant of a writer that she was. Now, I get these are film adaptations. They're good. They're great.
She was very involved in them.
But the books that I read just
they're great.
blew me away.
This
man.
book is incredible. This one. I mean, I'd like to maybe talk about the books when we're done going through the movies, maybe, or at least just try to do like one little video on them.
Yeah.
I love the idea of those magical creatures that pull the carriages and they fly. They can only be seen by someone who's seen death. And then you get Luna's backstory.
Yeah.
The room of requirement with Dumbledore's army, that was awesome. The school has a will of its own. It's magical, and there are all kinds of rooms that are being discovered and lost throughout the centuries. It's a big thing.
So Luna, if it said it, I missed it. We haven't seen her in previous. Is she a first year?
No, she's their age. We just haven't seen her.
She just wasn't involved actively.
No, she wasn't involved actively with the characters.
Okay.
And now she is.
So I was gonna say she's first year, so she wouldn't be taking like a bunch of classes and being around these people.
Yeah,
as
she's
much,
supposed
right?
to be like the same year as them. Yeah.
Okay.
So Cho, they brushed her off, and I couldn't remember that either. But she was given not polyjuice, but she was given whatever it's called.
Like a truth serum, pretty much.
Yeah.
So and I figured, I was like, she's not gonna sell them out like just voluntarily.
So did you hear what Snape said? She wanted Harry to basically be given that.
That would have screwed. They'd have been screwed.
Yeah. What did Snape say?
He's like, no, you used it all on the other.
No, do you think he used it on truth?
I don't know. I actually never considered that till right now. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe
that's a good question.
Maybe he was telling the truth, and maybe he was. Yeah. Maybe he's like, well, I don't want to give it to Harry because secretly I support what they're doing.
But see, that's what I mean. Like you get.
But there's no obvious. There's no big moves that where he obviously it shows his intentions because you don't know his intentions for a long time, Tom.
But that's what I mean. Like every single movie, something like that comes up where it's like,
yeah,
which side of the fence is he playing on here?
Yeah,
you know. But
yeah, Grobby. I was thinking about that scene. I'm thinking, I wonder if we can lose any scene in this movie. It'd be Grobby, because you could take Grobby out. You could just have the centaurs. The centaurs attack Umbridge. Yeah. Without Grobby there, but I guess it was vital in the book. I can't remember. But because we had to have a scene, that scene with Hagrid,
right?
For that scene at the end, it makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I guess and if like, that's his whole story in the book, then you had to adapt a little bit of it,
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. I think, well, what do they cut? To me, you cut that story, you make Hagrid so he doesn't talk about his half brother or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the first thing you cut in this. Other than that, like,
you know what I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see when they had that snippet of a prison break there in Azkaban. I think we talked about this last time, but I want to see like a detailed like inside Azkaban, like what it's like in there, because a
lot of fans want that. I guess in the
it looks horrible.
It does, yeah. It looks inhumane.
Yeah, like she's like chained up like an animal, and it's just like up on this.
Remember Sirius, like in that wanted poster, he's like screaming, ah, you know?
Yeah, like, but so before I knew anything really about Harry Potter, and when we were kind of started going through it. When we watched The Prisoner of Azkaban, I don't know. I guess in my mind I thought we were gonna like be there at the prison.
Yeah.
And maybe get a little bit more like I want to see what like goes on in there.
I hear you. Yeah. You know.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
I don't really want to answer. I could tell you. I'm pretty sure in the books they give you a little more than what's in the movies.
Yeah.
And I do know in the Hogwarts Legacy game. There's for one of the houses, it's like Hufflepuff or some shit. There's actually a mission there or something. It's not for anyone else. Yeah. Anyways, we had the bigot house elf.
Yeah.
Who I love so much. It's funny.
I thought house elves were. I don't know. I guess I expected them to always be a little more like, cheery. Although Dobby's really not either. Dobby's super depressing and self.
Yeah, it's a creature. He just like the way house elves are. It's like it's a form of servitude. You know what I mean? They have been house elves serving the blacks with a lot of dignity and honor, and I think they were treated that way. And obviously, Sirius and them have a very contemptuous relationship. But the way that Malfoy treated, it was more like, right. I'm the fucking boss. You're the slave, essentially.
Right.
So it was. It's an interesting, obviously, much different type of relationship, you know what I mean?
I don't like Dobby. He almost screwed everything up.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll see him again. Maybe he'll redeem himself. You never know.
I hope not, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Neville. I mean, you don't really catch it when you watch it at first, but Neville with his parents. Yeah, they were the torture curse, whatever it's called, crustaceous curse. Yeah, they're tortured to death, yeah. And Neville, like, they are the orphans of all the heroes that fucking fought in the last war, and now there's another war brewing.
Yeah. Recency bias maybe a little bit, but I think this was my favorite one so far.
Okay, well, we're out of here.